network and referrals. Whoa, what about them referrals, right? Support system, performance management network, which is our designation specific only to Women's Council, and national exposure. So when we say just bring one, just one moment, that's it. Just bring one. Can you imagine if each one of us on this call just brought one person into Women's Council? Or let's say you go back to your networks and each one of your members takes one person to recruit them and pull them under their wings through the year. Your membership would double. Really, it's all about the numbers, guys. This is what we do in real estate. How many people do you have to call to get a listing? Okay, sort of the exact same thing. You can ask them one time, but probably need to go back more than one time to speak to them about Women's Council. Better yet, invite them and bring them along with you. That's what we do best. So challenge each one of your members to bring just one new member, just one. Each of us in this room can think of more than one person. What I'd like for you to do right now, in the chat box, I would like for you to think, close your eyes, just think of one person and put that name in the chat box who you know right now would benefit from being a part of the Women's Council of Realtors. Patrick's waiting. Is there one new member in your sphere of influence? Everybody knows what your sphere of influence is. It's the people that are around you. I'm sure that you have a lot of people say, why do you go into Women's Council again? What is all this Women's Council about? Bring them. That's part of your sphere of influence. In your office, who do you know that would benefit from joining Women's Council? Create a contest with your network or among your local networks. Everyone loves a little bit of friendly competition. Put the numbers out there. Give them a quote or give them the amount of members that they need to bring in for, let's just say, the first 3 months of the year. And then do a contest. And whoever wins, maybe give them a prize. Maybe we gave money. We always gave money, anywhere between 500, 200, and 100. You don't have to give money. You can do something else. But think of a recruitment contest. It always sparks interest and it always sparks a fire.
Just give me about 5 minutes, okay?
So this is what somebody said to me when I first got my license. Are you a secret realtor? Does everybody know that you sell real estate, or do you hide? So I'm going to ask you this question. Are you a secret member? Is your Women's Council logo on your business cards? What about your email signature block? What about your listings? When you go to a listing appointment and you sit down with that seller and explain the listing program to them, do they know you're a member of Women's Council? Don't be a secret member. Successful realtors establish long-term relationships. This nice flyer that you see here off on the right-hand side, this was created by our national office. We created several of these new flyers. As the chair of your new member team this year, we thought of 1,000 different things that we could do to help you build new members. And this was one of them. We said, we want new, exciting, colorful flyers that we can go out and share when we did that. So these are, you'll see some of them throughout the entire service. So Patrick, let me ask you, how many names do we have in the chat box? How many people put down that one person that they had in their sphere of influence?
About 21. So about half the people in the room put somebody down.
Wow. So we automatically in this room just did what? We doubled our numbers. So my challenge to you is go to that one person that you, matter of fact, take your phones out, take a picture of who you put in that chat box. And before the end of the day, I want you to write them a handwritten card and say, I thought about you today. I thought about you when I was with the Women's Council at a conference, and I thought about how important it was for you to be a part of this organization. I challenge each and every one of you to do that. Take a picture of it, share it on social media, and let that person know today that you thought.
No idea. No idea.
Okay, we have a little bit of background feed. Okay, So this is another question that I have for you. We grow and develop the next set of leaders. I'm trying to see my questions here. Are you serving at your local association? Do you have a relationship with your board leadership team? Do you participate when your board has events? Do you have members that serve on a local committee at your association? The key to membership is your relationship with your state and local associations. I know that some of you have a hard time with your local association, maybe because of past experience, but this is a new year, this is a new day, and this is a new time. Let me give you some pointers. Take your president, your current president of your local association, and your president-elect out to lunch. Obviously, some of you are still in shelter and you can't, but you can invite them to a Zoom meeting for maybe a wine and cheese. Sit down, share with them all the things that we just talked about Women's Council. Better yet, let's talk about some of the great things that Women's Council can offer your local association. They're always looking for leadership. They're always looking for people to fill those positions as well. I can tell you that when you come from Women's Council and you've been in leadership, you know how to run a board. You know how to run a meeting. You understand what a committee is. Your local association would love to hear from you. Secondly, RPAC. How many boards are trying to raise their RPAC numbers? I know the numbers just came in, and I believe Women's Council, again, was #1 in the Realtor Political Action Committee in what we do for RPAC. My goodness, those are two great tools that any board would want to know more about. So I challenge you, take your president, current president, and the new president-elect coming in. If that president-elect realizes that they can have a relationship with you and Women's Council is not in competition, but we are in this together, I believe that association would encourage you and allow you to come in, talk a little bit more about Women's Council. When they have new member recruitment, go to your local association. See if they'll let you hand out some information about Women's Council, or maybe when your next meeting is. Maybe they'll share your calendar as well. These are some great tools to help recruit Realtor members. How is this so far? Anybody grabbing some pointers? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sabrina Walters,
Hey, Sabrina.
Scottsdale, Arizona. I am a major investor, but I'm a member of the Scottsdale board. I'm a member of Women's Council, and I'm a member of CCIM. Who gets the credit for the RAPAC dollars?
If you're giving to your local association, are you just handing them? Are you just going and writing them a check for the money that you are putting into RPAC? Are you a president circle where some money goes actually to the candidates?
I'm giving it to it gets paid to the association's RAPAC.
Okay, so two things. When let's just say you go to an RPAC event or an auction, do you put down your NARDS number?
Yes.
Okay, then it's going to you, but your board is going to get recognition for it because you're a part of that board. So let's just say,
does Women's Council get recognition too?
Women's Council just gets recognized that we as members contribute to RPAC.
But because I'm contributing to RPAC, you're getting recognition as I'm one of the major investors.
That's correct. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
that's what I wanted. Thank you.
So of the members right now, I want to say our numbers are probably 81 or 82% of all realtors that give to RPAC are Women's Council members. So when they say that we're the largest in the realtor family in our contributions, that's exactly what we are. So
Super.
That is really good to know, is it not? So if you were a board president coming in, wouldn't you love to know that? Because the stories that you can stand up and tell, Sabrina, are stories that nobody else can tell. Why do you give to RPAC? Why are you involved in Women's Council? And isn't it important to know that Women's Council stands behind the Realtor Political Action Committee and property rights? That's a beautiful thing. A lot of your boards don't know that. A lot of your boards don't know that we serve on 18%, 18% of us serve on NAR committees. How many of you watch Facebook and saw all of these accolades of people who were accepted in to the NAR committee? I thought possibly everybody from Women's Council was put on an NAR committee. That's huge. That's really huge. So Women's Council gets to talk about those numbers. Boards don't know that unless we share it. And that's a great way for them to not be so in competition. For some reason, they believe that we're in competition for association dollars and or where we share affiliates. And that's not true. We serve as them, with them, beside them, alongside them to help them. But if we don't have these conversations, then we won't be able to get into that door and speak to those realtors. So thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Together we rise and shine. Here's another new, I call it a flyer, but you can use it on social media that we made from the new member orientation. So these are some things that I did, and it's not that I'm showing I can only pull out what I have. So the first picture you see up here is Women's Council in line with our local association at a Habitat for Humanity build. So Women's Council went out with our association for a Habitat for Humanity build, and they gave us pink helmets for representing Women's Council. That's a great way for you to go in with your local associations, okay? This down here was a chili cook-off that we did, where again, everything we did, we went in with our association, okay? I went around to the different local boards, and I went around to the different brokerages, inviting them to come to the Women's Council Chili Cook-Off. There you see is a Cinco de Mayo event that we did as well. This is another brokerage that I went to talk about Women's Council. Guys, you have to get out. And I know this is a crazy time, but when you're able to get out, get out. If not, all of them are doing Zoom meetings. Participate in their Zoom meetings as well. Your association wants to know that you can come together with them. Whoop. Okay. The power of collaboration. Patrick, get ready for the chat boxes. These are some really good numbers that I really would like to know.
All right, I'm ready.
Collaborating with other organizations. How many of you are a member of the Asian Real Estate Association, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and the National Association of Gay and Lesbian Real Estate Professionals? How many of you are already members? I'm a member of 3 of those organizations. So when I go to these organizations, I proudly wear my Women's Council, and I proudly wear their pins as well. But it's a collaboration where we have to come together. I can tell you that what we did with the National Association of Hispanics, we did an event called All Around the World, where every one of these organizations lined up and came together for a huge day. Norm, do you remember that day? It was fabulous.
Yes, I do.
Women's Council got an opportunity to speak, but every one of these organizations did too. And you got to learn a little bit about their history. Also some ways to help you with your clients. If you're servicing one of these other clients, it'll be able to help you in your business as well. So think about going out and intentionally going to these organizations that are already under the NAR umbrella, just like Women's Council is. So these are realtors. Some of them do have some agents that are not realtors, but most of these are realtor members. So have them come and speak at one of your meetings. Have them come in on a Zoom meeting for you. Clients and helping my community. Another one where we just talked about both of these events were also things that we did in the community, where we actually, this chili cook-off that we did, we gave clothes and book bags and stuff to the school kids. And at the Cinco de Mayo, We actually gave more school supplies to the schools and also money for lunch for children that cannot afford to eat lunch at school. So your communities, this is another new flyer. How many of you in the chat box have seen these new flyers? How many of you are already using them since we put them out in the past 6 months? How many members did we have, Patrick, that were members of any of these other associations?
We had about 20% of the room.
Wow, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. Okay. Wow, let's talk about this right here. Build your network and grow your business. What a great way to highlight your members. Ask them about their journey with Women's Council. Put their testimony on Facebook. Put it on any of your social medias. Give it to them and let them share it. It's a great way for you to understand why they joined Women's Council and what are they getting out of Women's Council. I did not know Norm Kennedy was going to be on this call, but Norm, you look really good in this picture. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Thank you.
At that time, he was our 2019 state membership director. Now he is coming in as our 2021 president of Georgia. So these are some other great ideas that you can do to help build your membership. Now let's talk about engagement with your members on social media. Every one of us have microsites that have been provided by nationals. You have a network Facebook page. You should have a network Twitter account, a network Instagram account, and have your leadership team update their personal LinkedIn pages to put out that they are a member of the Women's Council of Realtors. And if you have somebody in leadership, make sure that they are sharing. Remember, we're not secret agents. We're not secret members. We're sharing this information with everyone. They want to know what you do. And if you keep it a secret, nobody will know that you are part of Women's Council. Also, a great thing for you to look at is Hootsuite. It's an app that you can link all these social media sites together, get up in the morning, put one post out, and it's going to go to all of them. So, Patrick, here we go again. How many of you have a network Facebook page, a Twitter account, and Instagram? And how many of you have this information that you are a member of Women's Council on your LinkedIn page? This is another new flyer that we have, Connect and Grow. How many would you say that we have in the chat box, Patrick, that actually have been seeing these new flyers?
So far, we've got 3 people who are saying they've got everything on their stuff. Looks like we need a little more lively chat box, but
Okay.
maybe I need to start switching to some polls.
All right, there you go. Okay. For some reason, Patrick, I cannot see the chat box, but that's okay.
Looks like everybody's got Facebooks and a lot of people are doing LinkedIn.
Okay. What about Twitter? What about Instagram? What about Snapchat when you're having events? Those are all great ways to circulate what's happening. Build the momentum within inside your networks. Even though we are on this Zoom world, there's still a way that you can take a picture of what's happening on the screen and share it on social media. These are all of the Women's Council social media sites. Take a picture, or we can save these flyers and I'll be able to send them to you. Women's Council is involved. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I want to go back one page just to ask you this. The microsites that are provided by nationals, those are fabulous sites for you to put all of your events on. And it also allows those of us that want to come and visit to know when your meetings are. Make sure that you're updating your microsites. If you have a problem and for some reason you can't figure out exactly how to do your microsite, call nationals and we'll be able to share with you a video on exactly how to update your microsites. Okay, 2 more reasons why you need to be a part of Women's Council.
Sorry to interrupt, Tammy. There was a question. Am I going to be sharing the flyers?
Yes, we can, absolutely. Okay, let's take another quick chat box here. How many of you are already signed up under Radius? How many do we have, Patrick?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's coming in. It looks like a lot of people in the room have Radius.
Fabulous. Okay. How many of you have received a referral in the last 30 days? I have. How many do we have, Patrick, that has received a referral?
We've got one in the last 60 days was received. Sandra Hopkins gave 2 in the last month.
Wow. That's fabulous. Isn't this a great selling tool when you're trying to talk about Women's Council? Women's Council is known for its referral business. That is what we do, and that is what we do very well. I can tell you that I've had 12 referrals this year alone from Women's Council. They are the smoothest transactions I've had all year, to be quite honest with you. If you're not a part of Radius, get a part of Radius. If you want to have a meeting with your local network and have one of the representatives from Radius come to your meeting via Zoom and explain how this will help with your network, they are more than willing to do that for you free of charge, okay? So keep that in mind. That'd be a great way to start your new year off, talking about Radius. Also, how many people do we have in the room that have their Performance Management Network designation? This, of course, is exclusive to Women's Council. I know we've had so many great events the last couple of conferences. How many do we have that are PMN, have their Performance Management Network designation, Patrick?
Looks like 8 have it. Not one's working on it. It looks like 3 more said. Another person's still working on it. So it looks like a really good portion of the room also has a PMN or is working on one.
Fabulous. This right here is the best part of Women's Council, the Performance Management Network. A great way to bring in members, but it's also a great tool that you can use for those new members that we just recruited. Remember, on this call, we have at least 23 people that you know in your sphere that can join Women's Council right away. What is the best way to get them involved? These 2 things right here. Get them to sign up for Radius, let them build their platform, and start them right away in Women's Council. There's several classes that you can take online, but there's a lot of us that are doing Women's Council PMN classes. I try not to use acronyms, but I'll do it right now to be short. A great way, and a great way to keep them. How many of you know that if you leave Women's Council, then that designation you don't have? So it's a great way for recruitment to be able to keep that designation. Here we go again. Here's your referrals. Member to member referrals, on average, $15,000 extra by being a part of the Women's Council. A great selling tool when you are talking to people when they say, why should I join Women's Council? Here's 5 more reasons. And again, all these flyers that I have on my slide, these are all available to you. Every one of them are available to you for you to use. Top referral network. Our numbers tell it all. Member benefits. How many of you understand that we do have a benefits program where you can get office supplies, flowers, gift baskets, prescriptions, rental cars and hotel discounts, and even, like Brenda Lee says, tickets to Disney. Business leadership training and connections and camaraderie. Those are all of the top reasons why to join Women's Council. Let me go back. My name is Tammy Noll. Here's my phone number. If you'd like to get in contact with me, I would love to come in and talk to some of your networks in regards to new recruitment. But I'm going to open up now for questions and conversation. Okay.
Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Deborah Gilmore. I'm sorry my site is under construction, but I wanted to tell you that that on looking at members, number one, I joined because I found that was just looking at this group here that they're professionals in every aspect of real estate. And if I was going to change maybe my direction from residential, maybe to property manager, I can seek out a member and without any challenge to be competitive would get me started and in the right direction in looking at that. So it's a wonderful network for that. And that is something you need to use. Also in your listing presentations, I've used it quite a while to explain the network that I have members across the country that have people moving back and forth. And it's at my disposal to use, to give them a call to let them know. So I think those two things have benefited me. I don't know how to do someone else, but I just want to give that information.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deborah. You are right. The referrals alone that we share with inside Women's Council and the ability and the knowledge to call on another Women's Council member and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing apple pies for Thanksgiving to all of my new clients. Well, if you just started in the business, that probably would be easy to do. But if you've been in the business a long time, your car will be loaded down with apple pies trying to drive and deliver them. So being able to bounce thoughts and ideas off of each other about what worked for you, what didn't work for you, that is one thing that I can say about this organization that we do best. We collaborate with each other. We share ideals that work and we share ideals that don't work. I think Jerry had her hand raised.
I do.
Yeah.
So thank you. So I wanted to thank you personally because this is fantastic information. I'm actually the local network membership chair for this upcoming year, so I'm going to use a lot of these tools. My daughter's going to be the president, so.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. So a couple things that I wanted to point out is, I mean, I've been a Women's Council member for over 20 years. And anytime I go to refer somebody or I'm looking to help somebody in not my market, Women's Council is the very first thing, the first avenue that I go to. And I have seen I've gotten many referrals over the years because of my affiliation with Women's Council. So I always tell people that I've made enough money off referrals for Women's Council to pay my dues for my lifetime. And so I think that that's a really important thing for people to know if you don't know. I don't want to be preaching to the choir, but it's just that important.
No, and I agree. I definitely agree. And what I would do, I would take it one step further. I just did a referral with Renee in California. And when I met the client, I took a picture, I shared it with Renee, and I shared it on social media. And then when we closed, I took a picture, shared it on social media, and it explained that this was a referral from Women's Council. By doing that, one, you let everybody else around you know, hey, she services out-of-state clients. This is fabulous. I think I need to use her. I have so many people that send me texts or send me emails and say, do you have anybody in Tucson, Arizona? Do you have anybody? I absolutely do. Hold on. Let me look at my Women's Council site. And then I link them up. But I take it one step further and I share it on social media because one, it's good for you and it's good for me to let everybody else know that we are in a referral business and it does work. Sometimes people just have to see it to believe it. So let's start sharing it. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great idea. I never, which I'm not a huge social media person. I do it because I have to. My daughter makes me. But that is a great idea. Anyways, but I suppose that's it. But thank you so much for this. And I don't know if we can get like if you can email me this,
Sure,
where I can.
absolutely. Absolutely.
No.
Put your email in the chat box. I'll make sure that Patrick saves it and send it to me, and I'll send you the entire presentation.
Thank you
take-
so
You
much.
can take me off the end of it and put you on there and use it again and again and again. Or if you want me to come and talk to your members, I'll be glad to do it. No problem at all.
I think you're on the agenda already for our
Yes.
state meeting,
Yes.
Dr. Jeanette O'Neill. So yeah, I'll be there.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And by the way, doctor, if she's on the line, or you, Jerry?
She is.
Okay, good. I knew she had asked me to do something, but the dates, I need the dates again. Thank you. But I'm really excited to come and see you folks.
That's it.
Do we have any other questions? We have at least 25 more minutes, guys. So let's go ahead.
I have a question. Tara Patterson in Sierra Vista. I am the 2021 president-elect for our chapter, and we are 21 members strong, and we're trying to build our membership. And we use social media quite a bit. And the pictures that you showed that you guys created, are those ones that we post on social media, or are those just PDF?
Those are for you to use on social media. They come in the JPEG. They come
Okay.
in all. You can use it anywhere you want. These are for you, and I'll make sure that you all get them again. They were in your roadmap for success right after, and also go back on your roadmap for success, because we did live videos where we talked about things that were successful at other networks on bringing in new members. So go back and listen to those videos. There may be, I think they're about an hour long, probably less than that, but that's another great tool that you can use with your networks, especially if some of you are still, like I said, you all can't get together. This would be a great tool to say, hey, we're going to have a meeting and look and see what they're doing down in Florida, California, Texas, Wisconsin, Alabama, Georgia. Wow. Because there were at least 80 people on that call that day. So that's a great idea.
Well,
Laura Lyden was on the call at least once or twice.
Okay, we actually get together this Sunday to plan for 2021, so this will be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have any problems, go to the Roadmap for Success, go to the WCR.org site, click on Roadmap for Success. It's over there on the network side, and it'll show you every Roadmap for Success that we've done, and go to the one where it talks about new member recruitment. All of your videos are in there, and all these flyers are in there. But I'll make sure that you get this slideshow for you to use this weekend too.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Tammy, it's Charmaine.
Hey, Charmaine.
Listen, I just came in, so I might have missed part of your presentation, but another way that we use to build members is have a competition among the current members, and do like each one bring one. Each quarter, you have the opportunity to bring in one new member. And at the end of the year, there's a drawing, and the current member who brings the most member have the opportunity to win a gift card or something.
Absolutely.
But each one bring one, and you can also do that with your strategic partners. Ask them to bring in a member, a real tour member.
There you go. That's another great. You just took my whole presentation. You just gave it all again. I was going to say I can start over if you want me to, but that's exactly the theme that I did when I was a local president. I was like, guys, we're not talking about this enough. We're not sharing all the great things that Women's Council do. We're being secret members. We don't need to be secret members. We need to share this with everybody, every chance that you get. You made a really good point, Charmaine. How many of your strategic partners work with other realtors? All of them. So ask them to bring a realtor member with them, especially if they just done one with the closing. And if you've just finished a closing with someone, slide your card to them. Send them a nice little handwritten card and say, you know what? You were fabulous to work with. I would love to have you a part of Women's Council. You are what we're looking for as members, and invite them. There's all kind of things that you can do to bring in new members. Any other questions?
This is Claudia Tracy from St. Lucie. I'm also in Charmaine's network there. If I can get these slides as well, that would be great.
Absolutely. Put your email inside the chat box. Patrick will get that to me, and I will make sure that everybody gets these by the end of the night.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
You're so welcome. So how about this? If there's something that we haven't mentioned, I would love for you to share it with us. How many of you are currently doing a fundraiser or not a fundraiser, I should say, an event to help bring in new members?
Tammy,
Yes,
it's Lynn in Missouri.
Yes, ma'am.
We, instead of doing a financial thing, we decided that we have 7 networks here. So we have a contest going, and what's going to happen is the first place winner will get one of the large 8x10 banners for Women's Council to use for backdrops and
That's
so
good.
forth. The second place will get the smaller banner, and third place will get the table runner.
That is really good.
And because then they'll have that advertising they can use year after year. But we decided that instead of giving just, 500, 250, and 100, that we could do it in the banners and come out better for them to have something that can be used
I
year
love
after
that.
year.
Now, how many of you guys know about half-price banners? Raise your hand if you know
No.
about half-price banners. Okay, Laura knows because, boy, we use them, don't we, Laura? Let me tell you what, they are so fast, they're cheap. I think it's like $89 or $99 for a stand-up banner, okay? And depending upon how many you buy, the price gets a little bit lower. They are very good, very professional, and they last a long time. Just don't lose that stick that holds everything up, or you're gonna have to buy one of those. But check out halfpricebanners.com. They do everything. They do the tabletops, they do the banners. Of course, I'm not taking away from WCR, the home store, or the store that we have. But if you're a network and you are pinching pennies and you're on a budget, then check this site out because they're extremely affordable, extremely affordable. So anybody else, we're talking about other ways that you can encourage your networks and increase your membership. How many of you are going to go to the social media platform? Those of you that have never gone before, raise your hand. How many of you are going to step out of your comfort zone and dive in to the social media site? We're no longer going to be secret members, okay? We're not the Secret Hat Society. We're the Women's Council of Realtors. We are part of the NAR umbrella. It's time that we shared it, we showed it, and we spoke it. Okay, and I promise you, if you do those things, people are going to want to come to your network, and they're going to want to come to Women's Council, and the odds of people leaving probably won't happen. Okay, so let's think of some other things that we can do. Okay, how about
Tammy?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Kitty Cheney from the Utah County Network.
Hey,
And
Kit.
one of the ideas we've been talking about doing, we're not currently doing it, but we've been talking about it, is this encourage all the members to bring someone idea. But the prize that we're considering is to join us attending the national events, to join the governing board so that we bring even more people into the leadership opportunities.
That is fabulous. That I was talking to a network the other day. You brought up a great point. She's going to have her new member or she's her leadership orientation. However, some of them are unable to fill positions. So I said, send a letter to all your members and say, if any of you have ever been interested in becoming a part of the leadership of Women's Council, now's your time. We are going to open up our leadership orientation for you members to come and see what it's all about. How many times do you hear, oh, I don't want to be a treasurer, I'm scared, I don't know anything about money or budget? If you're First of all, you're a business leader. You are already running your own company and you're doing your own budgets. So being a treasurer for Women's Council, you got this. Sometimes it seems a lot more difficult than it actually is. But let them see what's going on in behind the scenes. A lot of them also say, well, how much time is it? I'm so busy, I don't have time. Well, in leadership orientation, you can have your presidents talk to the presidents, your secretaries talk to your secretaries, your treasurer talk to your treasurers, so on and so on and so on. And then also invite your members to come and participate and see what's going on. If you're having a problem with membership, this is a great way to bring in new members and a great way to bring in your members into leadership. Any other questions? And I love that Kitty and Tara said they pay for new members to attend the state conference. That's awesome. We are not the WCR Mafia. I love that. I love that. That was good. I'm just reading some of the chats. Any other questions? Come on, guys. This is where we are. This is exactly what we're here for right now, to feed off of ideals. Share something that didn't work. What didn't work? Or what could have you done better? How many of you have hospitality project teams? How many of you send out happy birthdays to your members? A great way to keep them connected. Think about a project team where you can have a project team for someone who does hospitality, who takes care and sends a card if you have a member that's sick or a member that just lost someone. It's always nice to hear from Women's Council. We're not only talking about getting new members, we're talking about retaining the current members that we have. Keeping our new members is just as important, if not more important right now than ever before. Okay, don't make me have to call y'all out because I see a whole bunch of people I know.
Hey, Tammy, I'm going to share one other idea that I just came up with.
Okay.
Recently, my dad received the funniest e-card that I just absolutely loved for a birthday card, and I want to send it out to all of our members for their birthdays. It is Donny Osmond doing a dance routine with, he puts the person's name in there. So it's Donny Osmond singing "Happy Birthday, Tammy."
That's perfect.
And you've got your name, Tammy, in lights in the background. It's wild. It's so funny.
I love it. I love it. Of course, everybody, someone said, yes, I do Blue Mountain cards. Those are beautiful e-cards. Anything that you can do to make your members feel connected, not at this time, but every time, okay? And this is a great project team to put together. Maybe you have some members that have been with the council a long time, and they can call members out by name. We have a young lady, well, I call her young lady, Carol Goosey. How long has she been with Women's Council in Georgia? I don't know. But she can name off all of our members. Anybody, oh, I know her, she's da-da-da. Oh, I know her. So that would be a great person for a project team to help keep the Women's Council or the members that you have connected, okay? And at the same time, continue that each one bring one. That's so important. Challenge your members. When you leave this call today, send them a message. Guys, each one, just bring one. I'm not asking you to bring 5, just one. And your members will double. Remember, we're real estate agents. This is what we do. Ask yourself again, how many people do you have to call to get a listing? It's more than one call. It's more than one time. So the same way with bringing in new members. But when you bring them in, get them involved in Radius, get them involved in the Performance Management Network, and put them on a committee as fast as you can. Find out what it is they like and what it is they like to do so they can feel that connection as soon as possible. Any other questions? Any other comments?
With our Zoom meetings, even our monthly meetings, we're now meeting back in person, of
Yeah.
course, social distancing, but we still Zoom for those who aren't comfortable. We invite non-members to our Zoom also, because we
Yes.
just email out the links and then we record. And then members who weren't able to attend, we email out the Zoom.
Absolutely. That's really great. That's really good. And how many of you are following up with people that come onto your Zoom meetings that you just met for the first time, and they're new members? Follow up. Thank them for coming. I saw Renee Petty, Pretty. I love that last name too, by the way. Follow up. Follow up is so important, guys. But again, all the things that we do in our business on a daily basis is the same thing that we do in Women's Council. Exact same thing that we do. So follow up, stay with those members that are here, stay with the members that you want to bring in, keep them under your wing. There's, I could just go on for days and talk about Women's Council. Y'all know that. So any other questions? I see we have Cody Bryant in the room, and he is, of course, one of the 10% of the men that we have. And I'm sure we probably may have some more men on this call. However, I can't see all of you. So Cody, I'm going to shout you out.
Yeah, I've been a Women's Council member for about 3 weeks now.
3 weeks, yay! Give it.
Not only is this is also my first conference as a realtor I've ever really attended.
Are you playing bingo?
No, I didn't play it. I was trying for a little bit, but then I heard other people, they already had theirs finished within the first like 3 hours.
It don't matter. We haven't pulled no names yet. I'm responsible for that. Go ahead and get your bingo card in.
But I've been blown away by this whole week's conference. The amount of information and everything has been unbelievable. Between Brenda and you, Tammy, and everyone else just reaching out and noticing that, asking me who I am, I'm new, and me saying I'm new. Mary Beth Rich, she's a Virginia president of Women's Council.
Yes.
She's the one who recruited me 3 weeks ago.
What'd she say? What'd she do to get you, Cody? We want to know.
Well, she said it's great, and that there's a lot of good information. That they talked about the referrals, because a few times I would be looking for another agent in a different state, and she would always say, "Oh, check Women's Council, check Women's Council," and I don't always know who to refer to because I'm always hesitant or scared because what if it's not a good agent? I don't know this person. But being in this meetings this week, hearing everyone and their attitudes, I'm going to refer to a Women's Council member every single time.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Give Cody a round of applause. Woo! Okay, so I see somebody said, hi, Victor. I don't see Victor. I don't know why my screen won't let me see all of you, but welcome, Victor.
Tammy, I think there was a question from iPhone Amy. I think she wanted
Sure,
to ask.
absolutely. Go ahead, Amy.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm in my car because I'm at an inspection.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'm on. That's the important part.
That's important.
My question was, how do I get a rep from Radius to do a Zoom for us? Because that's one of the complaints. I think everyone's having a problem figuring Radius out.
Got you. Put your email. Well, you can't. You're driving.
No, I'm sitting at the.
You're sitting. Okay, give me your phone number, and I'll call you after the conference, and I'll make sure that you get the connection that you need to have Radius. What's your phone number?
914 486 8489.
And all it says is iPhone. So give me your first and last name too.
Amy Alvarez, Bonita Springs Estero, president-elect.
Amy Alvarez. Okay, and so Claudia Tracy says Radius worked with me and went through it all with me. Very informative. Yeah, there's all kind of people putting out their okay. So Tammy, let's talk about Radius. All right. So what I gather is you all need some information from Radius. So Radius can come and talk to you. Now, we had Radius at our last conference and they spoke, and we had somebody at this conference speaking about Radius as well. So I will make sure that one, you get that information that you need. And if you have any problems, CC me on an email that you send to nationals, okay? So I know that you learned it here and we're following up, okay?
Thank you.
You are so welcome. I'm trying to read the chat box. Do you see anything, Patrick?
Tammy, it's Lynn again.
Hey, Lynn.
I gave out 2 referrals this year, just recently. I got a $2,000 check simply by making a phone call. I didn't have to do anything other than saying, my client's looking to buy a place at the lake as a second property, and I got a $2,000 check.
That is fabulous.
I've just given one to Cindy in Florida, and I got one from Delaware for her daughter moving from Detroit to Kansas City.
Wow.
The thing about it was she went on the WCR site, found it. People put your picture on the WCR.org.
Absolutely.
People want to know what you look like. And it's sad when I go in and see how many people have not put their pictures on there.
Absolutely. And that also includes your Women's Council microsite, your personal site, and Radius. Please put your picture on there. Put your experience on there. Okay. And Radius is sort of like Facebook, where you can chat all day long, put down new properties, and get this, it links to your MLS. So whatever properties you have listed, it links those properties to Radius. So people from all over, other agents can look and see, oh, that house in North Carolina, that would match my client going to North Carolina. So make sure that, now that might take a phone call from Radius, because I had to call Radius and say, why are my listings not showing? Well, I had to do one more step that I forgot to do in Radius, to link MLS with Radius. But another great tool that you can use when you're trying to bring in new members, especially new members that are new to the business and are trying to make money and trying to, get their business off the ground. This is the best way. I remember when I first started this business, someone told me that if 62 or 75% of your income is not from referral business, you will not be in business after 5 years. All my business, I talk about Women's Council more than I talk about my own business, and that's the truth. And I hear it all the time from my broker, trust me. However, probably 97% of my business is referral based, or it's a referral from Women's Council. Those are huge, huge numbers. But those are things that we do, that we do so well, ladies, and men. We do it so well. And thank you for your service, Cody. I saw that you were in the military. Thank you for your service. That means a lot to us. Thank you.
If you if you have any Marines who are clients and you want to figure out a way to touch base with them, November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday.
Oh, wow.
So if any of you have Marine clients and you were to call them and wish them a happy birthday, they would be blown away and they would love you for it. Because the Marine Corps, we celebrate our birthday like no other branch. So just a tip, if you have Marine clients, wish them happy birthday on the 10th.
Hey, Cody, let me tell you a story about Marines. I lived in Okinawa, Japan, okay?
Stationed
and
there.
You were? Okay. Well, I also worked for the college over there, and I had to go to the briefings, and I'm Army. I was not Marine. And, you guys say, hoorah, okay?
Hoorah.
Hoorah, okay. But I said, hoorah. So I was in a meeting one day with the commander and all that. And of course, I asked a question like I always do. I was like, where did the Marine Corps come up with the tagline, hoorah? I mean, that just seems like you guys would have like a better way of, saying, because Army is whoa. I mean, and I said it real loud. So he made one of the soldiers stand up in the room and say, show her how we say it. And he goes, hoorah. And I was like, okay, that's what I need to hear. So he looked at me like, are you crazy, little blonde-headed woman? Are you really putting down the Marines? But I needed to hear it the way it needed to be said. And he had one of the soldiers stand up and say it exactly the way he needed to. So
well, we would say that the Army got theirs from when they're told to go take the hill. They say, who, us?
That's not funny. That's not funny.
Well, thank you, Tammy, for your service, and happy Veterans Day this weekend.
Oh my goodness, that's great. That's great. Renee's dad was retired military. This is awesome. So see, once again, here we go through a bonding moment, simply because of being a part of Women's Council. The collaboration and what Women's Council does best is this right here, the bonding and bringing people together. I don't think any of us will ever forget Cody or his name, or that he was retired Marine. I'm about to say Army, Marine. But and I hope that you don't forget, because we're about to have to come off, where these slides are located, and that we're here for you. That's exactly what we do. If you are a local network or a local network president coming in, or anything that you have going on in your state that you need help with, please reach out. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. Simply, without you, why would we even be on this Zoom call? Okay, so bringing in new members is so vital this year more than ever, because we lost a lot of members. We need to get that membership up, and whatever we can do to help you, that's what we're here for. Thank you so much for being with me today. It has been an honor and a privilege to talk to you. And I'll make sure that I get a copy of these chats and send each and every one of you a copy of this slide. Or call me and I'll come see you via Zoom, that is. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in the next session.
Will do.